The kind of mask that we're making in this tutorial will have adjustable and changeable straps, a pocket in the back to insert filters, and to indigenize our mask, Qupaks, which are trimming that are like on Untitled and Qupak. First, we're going to start off with our 14 by 9-inch piece of fabric. We're going to turn this over, and on our 9-inch sides, we are going to do a 1/4 inch double fold, and then we are going to press this down. We will repeat it on the other 9-inch side, another 1/4 inch fold, and a double 1/4 inch fold. Hold it down and press. These double folds will serve as the hem for the pocket insert for the filter in the back. If you are an experienced seamstress, you can skip this step to do the double fold and press, and you can just double fold right at your machine and sew it through. What you'll find is that this pressed down double fold just makes it so much easier to run through the sewing machine, especially if you're a beginning sewer. What we're going to do next is we're going to take this top piece of the 9-inch fold and we're going to bring it down about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. You don't want to bring it down too much, otherwise you'll accidentally end up sewing it into your pleats. We'll bring this bottom up to our top hem and press this bottom crease as well. We want to do this crease so that when we go to our sewing machine, we'll be able to identify where the top of the mask is so that we can add our Qupak. And a Qupak is a fancy trimming. This will help it to look like an Untitled or a Qupak. We're indigenizing it. When we go to the sewing machine, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to sew down these double folds. Before I sew this hem down, I like to get a scrap piece of fabric to do my first few stitches, just so that the thread that unravels can go onto this scrap instead of onto the mask. Don't forget to backstitch. Backstitch. And let's repeat on the other 9-inch side. Backstitch. Backstitch. Make sure you're always backstitching at the beginning and end of your sewing. That locks the stitches in so that they don't unravel. Now we have both of our hems sewed down. What we're going to do next is on the front of the mask, we are going to sew the Qupak in. First, we'll start by opening and unfolding the whole mask. Here's the top crease that we pressed down. We're going to go about 1 inch underneath that top crease, making sure that our flaps are open so that we don't sew any of the flaps down. Backstitch. And you want to make sure that you're sewing as close to the top of the bias tape as possible. Backstitch. Now that we have the top of the bias tape sewn down and the bottom open, before we sew the bottom of the bias tape, we're going to stick a piece of Rickrack halfway underneath the bias tape and sew it down. This will be our final Qupak. It'll make the mask look like an Untitled or a Qupak pocket. When sewing your Rickrack and bias tape together, make sure that you keep an eye on your Rickrack the whole way through to make sure it stays underneath the bias tape. Also, make sure that you're sewing as close to the bottom of the bias tape as possible. Backstitch. Here is the Qupak on the front of the mask. Now I like to go through and sew a stitch through the bottom of the Rickrack. For me, that helps so that when you throw it through a wash or just over time, these Rickrack bumps don't fray up. They stay down and look nice all the time. I went through and stitched the bottom of the Rickrack. In this tutorial, I am using white thread because I want you to be able to see where my stitches are on all this dark fabric that we're using. Here's our mask. What we're going to do is we're going to turn it over and we are going to put our flaps back up and bring those hems together. And I like to pleat from the back and from the bottom up, but there's no wrong way. If you like to pleat from the front, whatever, just pleat how you want. But for this, we're going to need clips or pins. I personally like the clips. It's just so much easier and so much more convenient and so much quicker. But if you only have pins on hand, that's fine. Anything works. Experienced seamstresses will be able to just pleat and sew at the sewing machine, and that's fine. You can skip this step if you need to, but I'm trying to give explanations for everyone, including beginners. So for beginners, clipping or pinning definitely helps to have nice uniform pleats. When I would pleat at the sewing machine, sometimes my mask would end up lopsided. It would be bigger on one side than the other. So even for me, I prefer the pleating and pinning and then sewing at the machine afterwards. But whatever works for you. So now we're going to take this to the sewing machine and we are going to do a top stitch 1/4 inch all the way around. Make sure that when you are doing these stitches that you're not stitching down accidentally on the pleats. Make sure your pleats are free from the needle. The top stitch all the way around will help to hold the pleats in place, and the top and bottom top stitch will help to let the mask keep its form. Time to top stitch. Again, I like to put that scrap piece of material so that that loose, yucky thread in the beginning doesn't go through on our first stitch over here. And again, back stitch, and we are doing a 1/4 inch seam right here. And right now you can take your pins off and just hold the pleats by yourself carefully. Now, if your sewing machine has a needle up down, doing this around the mask will be helpful to have the needle down for your turning. Watch for your pleats. Don't put your needle in your pleats. Needle down. Take off your clips. Hold your pleats. And then 1/4 inch across. Back stitch. Here's what your mask should look like sewn all the way around. Now it's time to put our straps and strap holders on. The 5x3 cutout that you did is going to be the strap holder. We're going to grab the 5-inch side, right side facing fabric and front side facing mask. We're going to put them on top of each other and line up those tops, and then we are going to fold over the excess yellow onto the mask. Then we are going to go to our sewing machine and do a top stitch 1/4 inch right there. Top stitch, back stitch, back stitch. Now we're going to repeat the same thing on the other side of the mask. We have our yellow strap holder. We are going to line them up, fold over the excess yellow, and we are going to do our straight stitch down. This is what our mask should look like at this point, with the yellow strap holders folded over. Now we're going to get these strap holders and pull them out like this, making sure to keep these folded. Next, we're going to flip this around and put a press on the back. Now, we are going to do a double fold and press just like we did on the first hem. Again, if you're an experienced seamstress, you can skip this step. Double fold, press. Same with the other side. Double fold and press. Now we're going to get our strap. We're going to place it on top of our strap holder, and then we are going to fold over the strap holder to hide this stitch that we did earlier around the whole mask. Now, keep in mind, if you have a big strap, you're going to want to use all the material. But if you have a smaller strap, you don't want to leave your strap holder so big that the strap can easily come in and out and fall. You want to adjust the fold so that it keeps the strap nice and snug, but it's not easy to fall in or out. So make sure you're covering those stitches. And now, when you're sewing, make sure that your strap is away from your stitches. You don't want to sew this strap down. You want it to be able to move freely because it's adjustable. And then you'll repeat on the other side. Here's what your final mask will look like. It looks a little bit silly with the white thread, but like I said, I used the white thread and these different color materials so that you'd be able to see where each piece goes clearly. I like these adjustable straps because personally I have a big head. So what I was finding with the straps that are just sewn in was sometimes I didn't have a long enough strap on the top to go around my big head or my bun. But now with these adjustable straps, I have enough room to go on top and still enough to go behind my neck. Also, these adjustable straps, they're replaceable. If they start to wear out, get a new strap. Enjoy your new mask.